Hello, so today I am going to share with you a couple of points that I hope you find interesting in regards to dreams and the power they held to heal us and how they can help us to understand ourselves better and to evolve. So, dreams in itself have such a potent energy. There is, all of us have woke up some time in our lives in which we had a dream that it was so powerful, uh, with emotions, even, like whether it was like terrifying or anxiety or disgust or in a bliss. We all have had those dreams in which we wake up knowing that it was something important because the emotions were so strong. Not only, and let's not go into the symbolism or the images, it's simply by the emotions. So, with that, I wanted to show, relate to you the importance of them and also the potent power that they have within our psyche. So there is a tremendous amount of power, of energy that exists in our subconscious, in our psyche. This is a potentiality, power that we, all of us, have. So the importance of us to learn and relate to our dreams in a way that we can understand them and integrate them in our lives is very beneficial. For example, I can also speak about how the dreams are not only a part of or is a new thing or of a new age or in a recent history. Dreams have been with humans from the beginning, and the importance of dreams for humans have been so or have been established from long ago in human history. All the tribes, all the cultures had a particular interest in giving a high importance to dreams, in which it helped them make decisions as a community, as the leadership. So, understanding and knowing the dreams was essential. The tribes will share their dreams or will relate it to their leader or the shaman within their group for them to interpret them. So they took him very seriously, um, the dreams. And also in the Bible, we see dreams from all through the book, all through the 66 books that exist in the Bible. Dreams was a way that the prophets, God's followers, received messages from God. There is, for instance, in the book of Daniel, when Daniel is about to interpret the dream to the king Nebuchadnezzar, and he makes a very important statement before interpreting the dream to the king. He says, "I will reveal to you the meaning of your dream, so that the king will know its most inner thoughts." So, in that statement, what Daniel was also implying is that the dreams have a purpose. So, they're not random, they're not whatever. They have a meaning. There is a reason why. And it's also revealing to us, or as the statement Daniel is making here, is that it is a way for us to understand our most intimate things of ourselves, things that we do not know of ourselves, obviously, because we don't know our potentialities. We are limited in that regards. We are very much, or our persona, our conscious is very much focused on the outside world, but not so in the inside. We're quite blinded when it comes to the inner parts of us. So for this particular statement in the Bible, it was really revealing to me and important when the prophet Daniel is speaking about dreams. And you can relate. I hope you may do read the Bible yourself, and if you do, pay attention to how the prophets of God are speaking about the dreams, right? There's many instances in which you can see how they even express the prophets or the people at that time express themselves about their dreams and the importance they give it. They give the dreams also in their lives. So dreams have this potentiality in us, and they're potent energy that when we do not have this interaction with our subconscious, with our psyche, when there's not a healthy balance between introspection and we only focus on the outside parts of ourselves, we are lacking so much, we are missing so much. And how does this reflect? This reflects in depression, it reflects in apathy, procrastination, lack of meaning, no sense of meaning for life, inhalation. There's no reason, no hope, no desire. There's nothing really, that excites me, motivates me, even though you have everything, right? This is one symptom of that we're not able to integrate this energy properly, and that it is essential for our well-being. There's also continuing with the Bible, for example, the way Jesus spoke in parables to his disciples, to the people in general that came to listen to him. And there is the one famous parable of the mustard seed that we all know. When Jesus starts explaining, the kingdom of God is like a mustard seed that it was planted in the good soil. And so we know the parable, but the point I'm trying to make here is that how Jesus communicated messages and important points to the people in a way that they could relate to them. Because at the time and the people he had in front of him, he was using elements that everyone was very acquainted with. They all knew what a mustard seed was. So they can relate to that imagery that he was using clearly without any issues to understand very complex points that he was trying to make, because trying to explain something that is esoteric, meaning there is no tangible, there is no physicality, there's a different realm to something tangible, to earth, to our realm, and our reality is complicated, it's not easy. So Jesus is using this symbolism and this imagery and these stories that he entangles elements into it to explain to you and relate to us. Very important in points that he's trying to explain. However, we just want to make note of this, that he explains some of the elements, but there's so many layers you can understand as we are at least the books that are now from theologists and psychoanalysts as well, they're going to the Bible and understanding and going deeper into them and understanding deeper meanings of what these parables meant and applying them to our psyche. It's mind-blowing. There are blueprints of how humans are constituted, how we operate, how we feel, and it's revealing so much more. And with this, I want to bring it back to our point with the dreams. This is the same way in which the subconscious presents information to us, presents it in a story, even if it is such a short, just one image, or the symbolism that is used from our common day-to-day life, personifications or just elements, right? That the subconscious is using to tell us a story, to give us an important message that we need to know and understand. We all have dreams with mountains, lakes, oceans. We dream with houses and castles, beasts. All of these elements are important symbolism that the subconscious is using to relate to us. Things that we need to know. They are in ourselves. what I'm trying to say here, these connections with the Bible and with our dreams, is that this is the language of God. This is how God communicated with his people. This is how God communicates with people in general. So the same thing that you are seeing, or you wake up in the morning remembering your, even glimpses of your dreams, write them down. Start acknowledging this communication, because there's so much information there that you can learn from, that it is about you. It's parts of you, it's parts of you that you don't understand, that it needs to be understood, that needs to be integrated. um, and in order to do that, you need to pay attention to them. You need to seek the meaning of it. And for example, I will share with you one very simple one image dream that I had many, many years ago when I was young. I had this dream in which I'm in front of a mirror, and the mirror is as tall as I am, so I can see my image. However, I could not see clearly in this mirror. It was something foggy about it. And I realized, as I was staring and making and exerting myself, trying to see better, I realized that I had a crust on my eyes. So I was really trying to get rid of this crust, and it was almost a feeling of disgust, like I had to get rid of this. So taking that imagery, that symbol, that image that I saw in my dreams, I can just say to you, of course I'm not going to go through very personal and deep explanation of it, what it meant, but it is the subconscious saying me, here you want to know yourself, like, well, perfect, I am your mirror, I am right here, and I can show you exactly who you are, but there is certain elements that you have to take away from your vision, right? There's certain things that you have to integrate in yourself before you get to know your full image. Before you get to know yourself, there's things you need to transcend, you need to get rid of from your vision. In other words, the things that needed to be cleared off from my eyes are elements of myself that needed to be integrated. In other words, I needed to mature in my life, process a lot of things that I needed to process about my personality, about my persona, in order to uh, see myself clearly in front of the mirror, to know myself, basically. So, of course, at the time, I did not understood the message. I was too young. I had not really read enough, or learned enough, or was experienced enough to understand the depth and the meaning of this dream. And of course, it has far more points in it that I will not share with you, are too personal. But I just wanted to show you how you can use one imagery or one dream to start having this dialogue and trying to understand what is it that is telling you. And how you do it is, for example, let's say I have this dream, the dream with the mirror. You will sit and either meditate, close your eyes, and have this inner dialogue, kind of like a meditation form, or you can write it down as well. You can use writing, almost like just if you're making a letter, and just start interacting with your dream and the imagery. I could ask the mirror, what is it specifically that you want to show me? What is it that you would like to see different in me? What is the image that I need to see? How do I feel? How would I will feel if there was something else in this image, instead of being me disgusted by it, because that's an emotion that I conveyed to you, that I had in the dream. That was the original dream. What would happen if I, instead of seeing this as a disgust, I see it as an acceptance, and not really fighting it or rejecting what I'm seeing. Is simply accept it and just work with it. So you start changing the dynamic and applying other elements to it. and just see where this takes you. You will use your imagination, which is exactly how the dreams work. Like they communicate, or the communication comes from our imagination, from our creativity, from our right side of our brain. So don't feel like you're doing, making up things, or that they have no validity. If you start making, elaborating things up with this exercise, they're completely valid. Just is it simply having a dialogue and having that, releasing that fluency that comes from within, expressing yourself, trusting yourself, and simply just let them be, or accept what it is happening in front of you. So with this, correlation that I'm making here, this point of our dreams, the importance of them, how we get to use them to learn, to grow, and simply and basically put, how we mature when we understand when we start understanding ourselves. Otherwise, it is difficult to get to know yourself. It's difficult to mature as a person, as an adult, if you're not understanding yourself, and if you're not integrating parts of you that you have blocked, that you have denied, and that you don't want to see. So, these are steps that will help you in your development as a person. I hope you find this interesting. I hope it helps you pay more attention to your dreams. And if you would like to share with me a dream, I'll be happy to hear it. You can send me an email, send me a message. Thank you very much.